And we are live. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the stream tonight. And boy, do we have a big one coming your way. It is the Boston Bruins against the Toronto Maple Leafs, a matchup that speaks for itself. Obviously, this has been an elite rivalry in the NHL over the past, really now, six or 7 years. Kind of an on and off rivalry at times, but it has certainly been on here the last number of years. And this is another one this year where these teams could very, very easily meet up in the playoffs. In fact, if the playoffs were to start today with how the standings are right now, Boston and Toronto would be meeting in the first round of the playoffs as the 2-3 matchup in the Atlantic Division. So huge game, obviously, here between these two, as it always is when the Leafs and Bruins play. And one of the more interesting storylines heading into this game tonight is, one, how good Toronto has been, 9-1 in their last 10 games, and how bad Boston has been at just 3-2-5 in their last 10 games. Bruins coming off probably their worst game of the season against the New York Islanders a couple nights ago. It was an absolutely brutal performance that I cannot even believe I bothered watching. So obviously looking for a big bounce back from the Bruins after that one. And Toronto's looking to stay hot. They have been playing very, very well here the last few weeks now since the All-Star break. So should be a good one here tonight. Welcome in, everybody. I want to say hi to as many as I can. Appreciate you all watching. And then we're going to be getting into the action as we get closer to puck drop. Cap, Canada Ball, Eagles, Joseph, Mary, Austin, BC Transportation, Heather, Fishhawk. What is going on, everybody? Welcome in. Thank you all so much for watching. Really appreciate you guys being here. Hopefully it's a great game tonight. Hopefully we have a lot of fun on the stream. And it's Bruins Leafs. Should be a good one, although with the way that Boston has been playing recently, definitely frustrating times here as a Bruins fan. Very frustrating these last few weeks. They have not been playing up to the standard that is expected at this point. And not even close to their best that we know that they can play. Chippy, what is going on? Welcome in. Thank you so much for being here. It's awesome to see you. Great to have you as always in the chat. Yeah, Bruins are 4-4-5 since the All-Star break. That's just for a team that's supposed to be one of the top teams in the league, that's completely unacceptable. And just the way that they've played, I mean, they're allowing almost 3.5 goals per game. It's been brutal, quite honestly, the last few weeks. So hopefully they can use tonight as kind of a chance to get back on track. A huge game on the road against one of your biggest rivals. This could be a real opportunity to try and get back on track for the Bruins. And for the Leafs, like I said, there's nothing to get back on track from if you're the Leafs. They have been outstanding since the All-Star break. And in their last 10 games, they're 9-1. They've been awesome. So Toronto's playing really, really well, and the Bruins are really, really not right now. And that's going to make for an interesting matchup here tonight. And these teams also play later in the week on Thursday. They play in Boston. So pretty quick turnaround, and they'll be playing each other again in just a few days. So that's going to be, this will definitely kind of set the stage for that one as well. My weekend was pretty good, Austin. How about you? Hope you guys all had a great weekend. Got through Monday. Another week has begun, and hopefully it's a good one for you all. Actually, guys, I just confirmed I will actually be going to the game on Thursday in Boston between these two teams. So it'll be my first time ever seeing a Bruins-Leafs game in person. Very, very excited for it, no doubt. And I'll be at the game at TD Garden Thursday night. It's going to be fantastic. Very excited for that. Also, if you want to know when my next live stream is, I got it pinned up at the top of the chat. My next live stream, as of right now, is going to be a week from tomorrow, Tuesday, March 12th. I'm going to be doing the New York Rangers against the Carolina Hurricanes. That's a battle between the top two teams in the Metropolitan Division right now. Could potentially end up meeting up in the playoffs. Not likely in round number 1, but definitely if they both are able to win their first round matchups, there's a good chance we could see Rangers Hurricanes as a second round matchup in the playoffs. Obviously, two very good teams there going at it. And I believe I have not streamed a Carolina Hurricanes game yet this year. So, they're a very good team. They've had another strong, successful season like we've come to expect from the Hurricanes. And finally going to get a good look at them on next week, Tuesday night. So that will be my next stream. Depending on what I end up doing this weekend, I may be able to add one in this weekend, but I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to be doing Saturday and Sunday yet. So for right now, the plan is for my next stream to be Tuesday, March 12th next week. But, if something changes, I might be able to squeeze one in at some point this weekend. That's not, for sure yet. So just plan on the 12th being the next one for right now. Austin, I got tickets from a season ticket holder who actually watches this channel. So him and I are going together on Thursday. Hey, what's going on, Matt? Welcome in. Mr. Leonardo, great to see you in the chat. Thank you so much for coming by. Really appreciate it. Matt, congratulations on going on vacation. I hope it's a fun time for you. They're just doing the national anthems now, and then we'll be getting the puck dropped in this one and going to be getting into the action here, hopefully within the next few minutes. Really appreciate you all watching, as always, and very excited for this one. Also kind of nervous about this one given how bad the Bruins have been these last few weeks. So would not be surprised if it goes to overtime, though, because the Bruins have lost a lot in overtime. So that wouldn't surprise me if we get like a 3-2, 4-3 kind of game and it end up being decided in OT. I'm going to say Bruins have been giving up a lot of goals recently, which I don't like. Swayman is in net, and Swayman's been the better of Boston's goaltenders. I'm gonna say 4-3 Leafs in overtime of this one. I don't know. I feel like this is gonna be another overtime loss, which Boston has a ton of them this year. I'm hoping the Bruins can keep this close and we don't have a repeat of the garbage we saw Saturday night. But I'm hoping it's at least a good game. But the way Boston's been playing does not put a lot of confidence in them right now for me to, think that they're going to be able to go into Toronto against a red-hot Leafs team and win. McDobb, what is going on? Welcome in. Raymond, welcome in. Thank you for being here. This is on Nesson if you're in the Bruins market. I'm not sure about up in Canada. It's probably Sportsnet up in Canada if I had to guess, although I'm not 100% sure. This is not a nationally televised game in the US or anything like that, though. So if you're not in either of these teams' markets, it's probably not going to be on TV unless you have ESPN Plus to stream it. Honestly, I'm so busy with work and stuff now, I have not really been keeping up with trade deadline stuff. Boston definitely has issues in their lineup that they need to address. I don't know if they're going to be able to address them because they also happen to have no cap space. So it's going to be kind of hard to add anybody when you don't have the money available to add anybody. So I'm not sure. They'll probably make a small deal or two, but I don't think we're going to see anything like we saw last year from the Bruins, where they just loaded up with these big acquisitions at the deadline. They definitely need at least one defenseman, preferably two more D-man, but I don't think they're going to be able to pull that off. But they definitely need a defenseman. We'll see what they end up doing, but I'm not following that stuff as closely anymore because I don't, talk about it every day and like I used to. So here's a chance. Bruins already breaking in. Pastrnak, big blocker, stop by Wall. We are underway. Joey Wall with a great save there. Bruins go offsides, re-entering the zone. And Boston already with an early chance and not able to capitalize on it. Jace, what is going on? Blair, welcome in. Thank you for being here. Good to see you guys. So, yeah, the hell with the trade deadline. I'm going to actually watch this game now. Boston with a streaking in David Pastrnak with a great early opportunity. But Joseph Wall makes a great blocker save, keeps it 0-0. Bruins dump it in now, and once again, can't get it in cleanly. So the Leafs come back the other way. It's Nyes. He dumps it around. Played behind to Swayman. To Carlo. Up the wall it goes. Matthews lost his stick. The Bruins exit the zone. Isaiah, what is going on? Welcome in. Thank you for being here. Behind the net. Good forecheck from the Bruins, but the Leafs play it over to Riley, whose pass gets him up and out of the zone. Now they dump it in. Up the boards it goes now. Lowry gets it to Coyle. Coyle's double team. Skates away from McCabe. Around to Carlo. Just over a minute into this first period. And Carlo exits the zone. Turns it over to Simone Benoit. And Benoit dumps it in. Bruins have to try again to get it up ice. Taken by McCabe. His pass attempt is deflected high off glass. It's taken back by Matt Grzelcyk. Bruins with possession now up through the neutral zone. McAvoy poked away from him by Bertuzzi. Leafs come the other way, 2-on-2. Into the offensive zone, shot deflected wide off glass. Brazeau's able to get it up, but not. He does get it out. And Domi's offside, bringing it back in. We get a stoppage in a neutral zone face-off on the way. Victoria, what is going on? Aries, welcome in. Jay, welcome. Great to see you. Thank you so much for being here. Garrett, what is going on? Welcome in. Really appreciate it. Awesome to see you guys in the chat here tonight. Back underway. Joseph, what is going on? Welcome in. Thank you for dropping by. Liljegren behind the net. Pass up the wing. Chip to the middle. Leafs are out of the zone. Kampf gets it through. Dumped up by Holmberg into the offensive zone. Leafs trying to keep it there, but not able to. Back we go. Played here again up into the offensive zone. Reeves going heavy in on the forecheck. He runs over Wotherspoon. Toronto comes away with the puck. Morgan Riley over to the far side. Shot there through traffic. It's gloved down by Swayman and covers. And a good early start there for the Leafs on that shift for their fourth line to get it going in the offensive zone. So back and forth start to this one. Nobody able to break the ice just yet, about 2.5 minutes in. Youngkrok against Zacha in the dot now. Around it goes. Played down below the goal line. Up the wing. Bruins chip it. And Pastrnak throws it through the middle out of the zone. Lyubushkin, newly reacquired by Toronto from Anaheim, sends the play back the other way. And now the Leafs look to keep it in on the attack. Lyubushkin with a long shot. That one's blocked just wide. Pastrnak gets to the loose puck, passes to the middle. Bruins come back the other way. Taken back in, dumped by McMahon. Yarncroke after it against Lowry. Played around. Benoit pinches to keep it in the attacking zone. That pass is offline, though. It goes all the way back to the Toronto zone. Hey, Jerry, what is going on? Welcome in. Thanks so much for dropping by. Really, really appreciate it. Hey, Canada, what's going on, Canada Ball? Great to see you in the chat. Around it goes. Taken now. Chance there. Oh, good stick from Grzelcyk to break up that rebound opportunity as the Leafs keep swarming here in the attacking zone. Last couple minutes have been all Toronto. As McAvoy plays it up to DeBrusk. DeBrusk flips it into the offensive end, but Leafs are going to get it right back out as the Bruins peel off for a line change. And that one gets sent wide. There's Shattenkirk. Shattenkirk gets it up. Brazeau's not able to do anything with it. Domi comes back the other way for Toronto. Bruins getting stuck in their own end of the ice here now. Not making crisp plays, not making good passes. I mean, this has been the dog shit that the Bruins have looked like for the last 3 weeks now. Here's Shattenkirk, backhands it up to the red line. Bruins trying to dig the puck out. Boquist lifts it over, and they can't do anything offensively because they got to get off the ice. They just spent a minute in their own zone. Leafs come right back through the neutral zone and dump it in deep. Holmberg will go in on the forecheck. Van Riemsdyk against Kampf is able to chip it through to Frederick. Trent Frederick now up into the offensive zone, looking to get around Lyubushkin, who shields him away. Leafs play it up to the point. Carlo keeps it in. And that one gets deflected up and out of play as the Bruins shot does not get through. 14:40 to go here in the first period. Still scoreless with the Leafs outshooting the Bruins to start this one. All I know is that my next live stream is most likely going to be Tuesday the 12th, Canada Ball. It's going to be Rangers Hurricanes. Other than that, I don't know anything about my streaming schedule at this point. Yeah, Blair, I mean, looking like a very real possibility because, I mean, I think Florida is going to win the division. So I absolutely would be excited for a Bruins-Leafs first-round matchup. Absolutely. We'll see what happens. But I think Florida is going to win the division, so that would set it up for it to be Boston-Toronto round one, and then whoever wins that would end up playing Florida in the second round unless Florida happened to get upset, which I don't see that happening, but, it's the NHL playoffs. You never know. We see crazy upsets, but I think it's going to be Boston-Toronto round one, and then whoever wins will play Florida in round two. Jeremiah, great to see you. Welcome in. Thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. Nomander, what's going on? Welcome to the stream as Matthew's shot gets blocked up and out of play. Looks like we got a penalty coming up here to the Bruins, though. It's going to be high sticking against Boston as we head to a commercial break. And the Toronto Maple Leafs are going to be on the power play when we come back. So an early opportunity here for the Leafs to try and take the lead. Yeah, I mean, I've watched a few Florida games the past few weeks, Jeremiah, and they look very, very good. Very, very impressed with the Panthers, and I mean, they're built for playoff hockey. They are such They are such a scrappy, physical team. They love to muck it up. They love scrums. I mean, they're perfectly built to play playoff-style hockey. As long as Bobrovsky is, playing like Sergei Bobrovsky, they're going to be extremely difficult to beat, no doubt. Under 5.5. I predicted 4-3 for this game, No Mander. I think there's going to be more goals than that, but we'll have to wait and see. I don't have any bets on this game, so I don't know. Vernon, great to see you. Thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate it. No Mander, honestly, I think the West is an absolute crapshoot. There's a lot of dangerous teams out west, but I don't see one of them that stands out to me as like a clear-cut favorite. If I had to make a prediction right now, maybe I'm just a little biased because I love Jake Ottinger so much, but I'm very high on the Dallas Stars. I could absolutely see Dallas winning the West, and making it to the finals. They'd probably be my team to beat at this point, but the West is very wide open. I mean, Colorado's definitely in the mix, Joseph, but their goaltending's not very good. Like, Colorado's got major goaltending issues. There's been talks about Colorado trying to add a goaltender at the deadline. Like, if you're trying to add a goalie at the trade deadline, that's a pretty bad indictment on your current goaltending. So, Colorado is certainly capable, especially if Nathan McKinnon and Cale Makar and Mikko Rantanen, those guys play to their, A+ ability, then Colorado absolutely has a shot. They're one of the best teams in the West, along with Dallas, along with Vegas, along with Vancouver this year. Like, they're very tough, but to me, Dallas is the favorite out west because Jake Ottinger, Jake Ottinger's a Vezina level goaltender who can carry a team. If he gets hot in the playoffs, I mean, they'll be virtually unbeatable if he peaks at the right time. Bruins on the penalty kill here, doing pretty good so far. Doing pretty good so far. Already killed off the first minute plus of this power play, but the Leafs are a quick strike team. It doesn't take much for them to find the back of the net. Nylander with the puck now. Pulls it, opens up some space. Gets away from the defenders, looking for a cross-ice pass. Right on the doorstep for Bertuzzi, but he deflects it wide. And then Trent Frederick steals the puck. He's going to come in shorthanded. Drive it towards the net. Joseph Woll pokes it away. Here's Frederick with another chance. Backdoor shot. Somehow it stays out. Oh my God. Jake DeBrusk cannot buy a goal. Shoots another one and misses it wide. Are you kidding me, DeBrusk? This guy could not score a goal if it was a soccer net. Oh, he has been awful. 2 golden opportunities for DeBrusk, and he cannot find a way to score. Leafs up now into the offensive zone. Power play is over. The Bruins killed it off. We're back 5-on-5. Still a 0-0 game. Moved out now, taken by Tavares. Tavares now into the offensive zone. He gets run hard to the sidewall there by McAvoy. Toronto shot through traffic, goes wide of Swayman. Coyle trying to clear. He gets it out past McCabe. Up into the offensive zone. Here's Marchand. Run to the sidewall by Benoit. J-Dog, what is going on? Sal, what's up, man? Welcome in. From Behind the Arc Basketball, we got my man Sal in the chat. Playing it around now. Up in, here's Geeky. Geeky with a shot. That one gets stopped by Woll. And Ryan Reeves blocks that one. Knocks the glove right off his hand. I think he blocked it with his hand. That is a lousy spot to block a shot. Not a lot of padding there. Chance in front, Bruins, deflection, Geeky scores! He tips it home! Boston strikes first after killing the penalty. They tap one in right on the doorstep. It's Morgan Geekie, who has been playing very, very well of late. One of the few bright spots for the Bruins recently. Geekie puts it home. It's a 1-0 lead. And that is a big goal here on the road for the Bruins to get out to a lead. Morgan Geekie has been a huge bright spot for the Bruins. New career high in goals for him this year. What a signing he's turned out to be. 14 goals now on the year. 31 points. And he has been an outstanding offseason addition for the Bruins. And a big goal here against Toronto in the first. 10 minutes to go now in the opening period. Boston up by a goal. Fourth line on the ice. Played back to the point. Over now to Shattenkirk. Shattenkirk through traffic. Deflected just wide. No, Geekie has been on the team the entire year. No, Mander. Taken now Boquist with a shot through traffic. That one gets stopped by Wall. Back to Boquist from Shattenkirk. Out high to Wotherspoon. Boquist. Shot blocked by Liljegren. Leafs get to it now in the corner. Bruins still heavy on the forecheck. Keeping it in the offensive zone. Around it goes. Avatar! What is going on? Welcome in. Great to see you in the chat. Thanks so much for coming by. Boston has it here. Danton Heinen to the top of the circle. McAvoy. Over to Wotherspoon. Down to Pastrnak. Bruins a minute now in the offensive zone. Pasta's shot gets blockered away by Wall. Heinen now gets it away from Bertuzzi. Cuts to the middle. Drops it back. Here's Pasta with a shot. Joseph Wall with a good save, smothering that one. 8:55 now to go in the first period. We're going to head to another commercial break. But Boston strikes first. It's Morgan Geekie with his 14th of the year. And that is a big goal, although the game is far, far from over. Boston's had a major problem blowing leads. But it's always nice to get the first goal, especially when you're on the road. And we'll see if the Bruins can maintain this lead for the rest of the period, if Toronto has the answer coming up here in the next few minutes as we head to the break. Appreciate everybody watching. Thank you guys so much for being here. Hope you're enjoying the stream. Hope you're enjoying the game. Shaping up to be a good one, as it usually is with these two teams. Thank you guys all for watching. Bruins meet. Great to see you here. Jared, welcome in. Thank you for watching. Jamie, always great to see you. Thanks so much for coming by. Really appreciate everybody supporting tonight. We're about 10 minutes into this one. And waiting to get into the second half of this first period and see if the Bruins stay on top or if Toronto's going to have an answering goal here before the intermission. Listen, Toronto's a quick strike team. They're a very talented offensive team. A one-goal lead is nothing in a game like this. This is probably going to go back and forth all night long. Yeah, Austin, I hope you have fun at the game this weekend, and hopefully your teams get the win, or your team gets the wins. Couple of London Knights games this weekend. So good luck to you, my friend. Yeah, Boston has shown up to this one. That's for sure. Yeah, at least for the first 10 minutes. We'll see what happens as the game goes along. But at least it's not like the Islanders on Saturday. They actually showed up to play a game tonight. So that's at least a start. Around it goes now. Leafs exit the zone. They clear it up through neutral ice. Nye's trying to control. And they got to get back on side. That gives the Bruins possession. Marchand has his stick snapped in half. That's going to end up being a penalty. And then Benoit throws a shoulder into Pastrnak. Oh, no, it was DeBrusk, excuse me, not Pasta. But it ends up being a slashing call to Jake McCabe, so now the Bruins are going to get their first crack at a power play. Toronto had a power play earlier. They did not score, obviously. Now the Bruins get the chance on the man advantage. I have not heard that, Raymond, no. And considering I'm watching the Bruins broadcast of this game, I think they'd be talking about it if that did happen. So, no, that's probably just a rumor. That may be them rumoring what his next contract is going to be, but there is nothing official on that. Bruins now on the power play. Good early shot with Van Riemsdyk right in front, but Wall makes the stop. Another offensive zone faceoff coming up here 4 seconds after the initial one. All right, have a good night, Cap. Thanks for watching, and hopefully see you at the next one. Around now, cleared, not out. Coyle able to keep it in. Here's Marchand, poked away from him. Good defense there from the Leafs PK. Swarming Marchand as soon as he got the puck, and they send it down. McAvoy's got to, regroup. McAvoy drops it back. Played over to Pastrnak, to Coyle into the offensive zone. Pass through the middle, shot there. Deflected off of a skate, and it goes to the sidewall. Marchand now ties up with David Kampf. Gets the puck back over to Pasta. Pasta with a shot. Wall gets a piece of it. Good save. Taken now by Toronto, and Lyubushkin's just going to dump it all the way down and kill some more time. First 55 seconds of this power play is gone. Transportation Land, what is going on? Welcome in. Always great to see you. Thank you for dropping by. Thomas, welcome. Good to have you in the chat as it's played now by Pasta over the red line up into the offensive zone. Second unit coming out onto the ice for the Bruins, but Pasta usually stays out for the whole 2 minutes. Here's DeBrusk down low, back out in front. Shot there from Zacha. Zacha scores! And Boston leads by 2. A power play goal. A much-needed power play goal as their man advantage has been awful recently. But Pavel Zacha capitalizes on that one, and it's a 2-0 lead. All right, I guess the Bruins got the wake-up call after this shit show against the Islanders. And they have come ready to play tonight. Avi, what is going on? Good to see you, my man. Welcome in. Thank you for being here. A great, great pass from below the goal line. I didn't see who that was. He had his back facing the board, so I couldn't see who that was. But what a pass from below the goal line right to Zacha. That was Pasta. Wow, that was Pasta with the assist. And Zacha gets it right in the slot area, rips it home. That was a beautiful, beautiful play. Leafs looking to answer now as they get it up through the neutral zone. Matthews into the attacking end. He's hit against the sideboards. Lauko gets to the puck. Boquist clears it out for Boston. That will be icing if it reaches, but it doesn't reach. Riddled, what is going on? Welcome in. Thank you so much for being here. Down low it goes, trying to dig it out. Morgan Geekie up to Van Riemsdyk. Van Riemsdyk to Frederick. And out of the zone it goes. Bruins clear, but then Frederick's offsides entering the attacking zone as he was pestered by the Leafs D. So 6:12 to go here in the first period. Bruins up by a couple. But this game is far, far from over. We're still in the first period. A lot of hockey left to be played. Possibly Jamie. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what Don Sweeney's thinking right now, but the Bruins just don't have, like, the only way they can make a move is if they trade some substantial cap hit off of their roster. So whether that's Grzelcyk or whether that's DeBrusk, you know, like, they're going to have to send somebody out. They're going to have to send somebody out if if they're going to bring somebody new in just because they don't have any cap space. Here's Geekie, pass to the middle. Frederick sends it back to Geekie, down low for Van Riemsdyk. Bruins setting up shop in the offensive zone. Around it goes. Played here by Van Riemsdyk. 5:40 left in the first. That's moved to the middle over the line. Deflected there. Bertuzzi into the offensive zone. Long shot by Lyubushkin, blockered away by Swayman. And that is Swayman's first save in quite some time. I don't think Toronto's had a shot since back early in the first. And Swayman blockers that one up into the netting. We'll head to our final commercial break here of period number 1. And we're going to have a chance here to catch our breath at the commercial. I don't really have much for trade deadline predictions or anything. I'm not locked in watching stuff daily anymore as far as like trades and what teams are doing and stuff. So I don't really know what's going to happen. I do know that there is not a lot of cap space available for almost anybody. So it's going to be really hard to make deals because there's not a lot of teams that even have any sort of substantial cap space. I mean, last I looked on Cap Friendly, you had like half the league, and most of them are, the playoff teams that are spending up to the cap. Like half the league, the only reason they're even cap compliant is because of LTIR. So like nobody really has cap space to work with. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18 teams have less than $1 million in cap space. 18 of the 32 teams, which is more than half, have less than $1 million in cap space. So, making trades with that situation is very difficult. You also have 1, 2, 3, 4... You also have 16 of the 18 teams that have less than $1 million in cap space. The only reason they're even cap compliant is because of LTIR. So, I mean, everyone loves to make fun of Tampa Bay for, using LTIR the way that they did. Now you have 16 out of 32 teams using LTIR, to be cap compliant. So, there's just not a lot of room available to make a lot of trades. So it's going to be an interesting deadline to even see what can get done monetarily. Under 5 minutes now to go in the first period. Back underway. Bruins with it in the neutral zone. Out shooting Toronto 12-4 and leading 2-0 on the scoreboard. 1000%, Jay. Very strong first period for the Bruins, but as much as I'm happy to see that, especially after how awful they were on Saturday, games are not won and lost in the first period, so there's still a long way to go. Pastrnak has it, pulls it, gets it back through to Zacha, then Zacha has it stripped off his stick. Great defensive play by Matthew Knies, and now here comes Toronto up ice the other way. Around it goes. Knies down below the goal line. Spins away from the Bruins checkers. Back out in front. Now that goes off of Danton Heinen's skate. Brody back there. Shot. Swayman with his best save of the game as that one was ripped from out high. And Matthews got all of that snapper right to the corner. But it was a nice glove save from Jeremy Swayman keeping that one out. No, Leonardo, I do too. I do too. Scott, what is going on? Sherry, welcome in. Thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. Yeah, Joseph, it definitely sucks for Claude Giroux to sign in Ottawa and then have Ottawa just absolutely blow while he's there. Yeah, a team that was supposed to be on the come up that hasn't taken any of the steps in the right direction does suck for a veteran guy like Giroux. Yeah, definitely. It's looking like Pittsburgh is probably going to be one of the biggest sellers at the deadline. I mean, their playoff chances are basically zero now. They have not been very good recently. They've lost a ton of ground in the wild card race, so it seems like Pittsburgh's probably going to be moving guys out at the deadline, or at least trying to. Driving now, Nylander into the offensive zone. There's a shot. And Swayman again with a great save, this time on Domi. So Toronto with some really good pushback here since the last commercial break. And some strong offensive opportunities. Jeremy Swayman, who hasn't had to make a lot of saves in this period, has just made 2 fantastic ones to keep this a 2-0 game. Yeah, Capitals are back in the hunt, Heather. They are back in the hunt as far as a wild card spot's concerned. Gonna be tough. You know, there's a lot of teams battling it out, but they're still within reach. Taken now, Toronto back in their own zone, up the wall. Nylander chased by Coyle, gets it back down low. DeBrusk comes in on the forecheck. Leafs keep it away from him, and now great pass up to Domi to clear. Moved back to the middle. Bruins break it up. Over the line, up into the offensive zone. Here's Marchand. Blocker saved by Wall. Around it goes. Behind the net, taken by Brody. 3 minutes left to go in the first. Around it goes. Taken in the corner. Played back. Spin around shot. Saved there by Swayman. Rebound chance goes wide. Reeves. Good to see Ryan Reeves back out there after blocking that shot off of his hand earlier in the period. Looks like he's not seriously injured, and back out on the ice as Brazeau is able to clear for Boston. 2:25 to go here in the first period. And big reverse hit there by McCabe on Lauko. Leafs come away with a puck. They get up through the neutral zone and into the offensive end. McAvoy staples his man. Pastrnak ducks the Yarncroke hit. McAvoy gets it up and out of the zone. Things starting to get a little bit more physical here as we're down to the final 2 minutes. Tavares throws a Bruin to the boards. Behind the net, chasing after it. Leafs come away with possession. Here's Tavares. Zacha's all over him, and Wall just gloves it beside the post with 1:50 remaining. Bruins with a strong forecheck, giving the Leafs some fits here when it's back below their own goal line. And Joseph Wall just grabs that one and says, let's calm down for a second. Not at the trade deadline, Jamie. No, I don't think so. If that were to ever happen, it would be an off-season move. I do not think that's happening at the deadline. Around it goes now. Played up by Zacha. Liljegren goes back for the Leafs. Plays it over to Brody. 1:35 to go in the first. Down low it goes. Deflected. McAvoy turns it over. Swayman bails him out with a great pad stop. Bruins clear again as the Leafs go back to their own zone and get it. It's TJ Brody. Here's Matthews. Steals it away from Van Riemsdyk. Sends it around the wall. Wotherspoon on it. Nyes gets there first, though. Played back to the near side for Matthews. Out high. Long shot there. Deflected. And that one patted away by Swayman. We're down to 45 seconds left in the first period. And Toronto swarming in the attacking end here. Putting on the pressure. Trying to get on the board. And now we get a penalty call. Believe it's going to be high sticking against the Bruins again. Their second high sticking penalty of the game. And Brandon and Carlo just get a 2-minute for high sticking penalty here. The second high sticking penalty of the game for the Bruins. And that's going to put Toronto on their second power play of the game. And a chance here late in the first with 37 seconds left to try and get a goal on the board. Hey, Cameron, what is going on? Brandon, welcome in. I'm doing pretty well. Brantley, welcome. Thank you for watching. Great to have you guys here in the chat. Hey, Cameron is a new subscriber, everybody. Let's get some new sub hype in the chat for Cameron and welcome him to the channel. And give a warm welcome in the chat to our newest subscriber. Shot there, big save. Swayman covers again. These last 3 or 4 minutes have been all Leafs as they're trying to get on the board before this intermission. Shots are now 13-9 as Toronto has put a lot of pucks on net in the last 3 minutes. Swayman up to the task so far, though. Steven, great to see you. Thanks for being here. He could be Jamie, potentially, but I don't want them to break up the goaltending mid-season. I think, if anything, that would be an off-season move. I think if they were to make that deal mid-season, I think they're going to end up regretting it. Top of the circle now. Here's Nylander into the middle for Riley. That one pad stop Swayman. Back through Matthews, who couldn't get the shot off. That's going to do it for the first. So the Bruins survive the onslaught here late in the period. Swayman is incredibly strong in goal. And Boston will take a 2-0 lead into the first intermission. Toronto will have about 1 minute and 23 seconds of power play time carry over into the second. But we've got some time now to hang out and chill in the chat, catch our breath a little bit while we wait for the next period to begin. And we have made it through one. And boy, this was a very, very different Bruins team in this game so far in that first period than how they played on Saturday night against the Islanders in that just absolute shit show on Long Island. So good to see that for Boston. Hopefully that game was a bit of a wake-up call for them, but given how much this team has blown leads recently, this game is far, far, far from over. One good period does not win you a hockey game. Boston is going to have to continue to play this way if they're going to win this game, because Toronto is more than capable of coming back from down 2 with this much game still to go. Don't really know, Steven. I'm not following trade rumors or anything like that, so until an actual deal is made, I'm not speculating on anything, because up until that point, it's all just rumor. Most of it's garbage, some of it's not. All right, Heather, have a good night. See you later. Thank you for watching. Always great to have you here. James, I'm doing well. How are you? Thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. Derek, what is going on? Great to see you in the chat. Thanks for coming by. We have made it to the first intermission. Really appreciate everybody watching. Please don't forget, it really helps a ton if you hit that thumbs up button on the video. Really helps the video and the channel. And it's much, much appreciated. And if you're new to the channel or haven't subscribed yet and want to become part of the community here, we'd love to have you. Fans of all NHL teams are welcome and wanted here. I stream different matchups, all different teams throughout the season. And just all come together, try and watch some hockey, enjoy some hockey, and have some fun here on the channel. So thank you guys again. Really appreciate all the support. Yeah, no, I've been on the keep both goaltenders for this season train. I think when you get to the off season, then you got to really think about, just making Swayman your number one and maybe using Ullmark while he still has high value as a valuable trade piece. But I don't think that's a move that you make mid-season. I think the Bruins are going to regret it if they do make it mid-season. So I think that's a move that should be saved for, June when we get towards the draft. That's when you start, maybe trying to move back into the first round with trading Ullmark and see if you can get a first-round pick for him, because Boston, always trades away their first-round pick. So it'd be nice to, get one back in an Ullmark deal or something like that. I don't see that being a mid-season move. So far this season, Wrist Rider, I believe they've played twice before this one. Boston has won both previous meetings by 1 goal in extra time. They won in a shootout in their first matchup. They won in overtime in their second matchup. This is their third game of the season against each other. We obviously don't know yet how this one is going to finish. And then they play one last time Thursday night, the game that I will be at TD Garden Thursday. And that's their final meeting of the season. And that should be a really fun, good matchup as well. Yeah, Jamie, it would, but Florida is definitely a team I would not want to match up against in the playoffs. I mean, they're going to be a real tough out. They are built for the playoffs. They're one of the hottest teams in the league right now. I think they're going to end up winning the Eastern Conference personally. And I would definitely be excited for another playoff matchup, but also very nervous going in that, that's going to be a tough team to beat. But honestly, I'm going to be nervous no matter who the Bruins play, because I don't trust this Bruins team. I think they've been wildly inconsistent. They haven't been very good in third periods, which is a killer come playoff time. They haven't been very good at holding leads, which is a killer come playoff time. They haven't been very good in overtime, which, again, is a killer come playoff time. So there's a lot that makes me nervous with this Bruins team going into the playoffs. So I'm not going to be super confident against anybody, but certainly not against Florida, who I think is going to end up winning the Eastern Conference in the regular season. I mean, we'll see what happens come the playoffs, but I think as far as like who's going to finish first in the East, I think it's going to be Florida. No, James, I am going to be at Leafs versus Bruins on Thursday. That's why, like, when I said that's the last Leafs-Bruins matchup of the season, I'm going to be there on Thursday. Not Oilers-Bruins, Leafs-Bruins. Yeah, Ryan, that's definitely a possibility. I do think the Bruins are going to lock up Jeremy Swayman as their long-term franchise goalie. Swayman is younger than Ullmark. He's been the better goaltender this year compared to Ullmark, and so Swayman's clearly, their guy moving forward. So, that's that's a very real possibility. And, I don't want the Bruins making an Ullmark deal at the deadline. I I would be very on board with them making a deal in the offseason, right around the draft or maybe even at the draft. If you're going to move Allmark, that would be the time to do it. Geez, there's quite a few, Leonardo. I mean, I think most of the guys on TV are pretty good. Some of them are kind of boring and not quite as good, but Paul Bissonnette, Biz would probably be my favorite just because he's absolutely hilarious. Like, he makes everything so funny. So if I guess for a favorite, it would be him, but I like the TNT guys in general. Not just Biz. I think the TNT panel in general is outstanding. And they make it a lot of fun. They're all very funny. They all play off of each other very well. So the TNT crew does a great job. Caroline's here. What is going on? Welcome. Thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate it. All right, see you later, James. Thanks for stopping by. Good to see you. I mean, if you're gonna have a franchise goalie, you gotta pay him. And if you have a franchise goalie, then they shouldn't be streaky. I mean, Connor Hellebuck is consistently year in and year out worth every penny that he's been paid. Andrei Vasilevsky, he's kind of taken a bit of a dip, I guess, the last couple years, but he was a model of consistency for Tampa for their, best 2019 through 2022. So if you're going to have a number one goalie, then you've got to pay him. Jake Ottinger is that for Dallas. Jake Ottinger is 1,000% a number one Vezina level franchise goalie. Jeremy Swayman, I think, can be like a Jake Ottinger. I have no problem giving him the reins and telling him, you know what, we're going to give you the big contract. We're going to give you the 8-year deal. This is your team. You're our franchise goalie. Because when it comes down to it, you need that kind of goaltending to, I think, really have a good shot year in and year out. I think if you're relying on like a mid-tier starter, you're just hoping he happens to get hot at the right time, and it's kind of a crapshoot at that point as to whether you're out in the first round or if you're in the conference final. Whereas when you have a legitimate elite starting goaltender, that's a game changer come playoff time. And I think Jeremy Swayman has the potential to be a top 5 goalie in the NHL. I'll say that right now. He's got the potential if he continues to just develop a little bit and grow grow a little bit more each and every year and continue to work on the little things. He has a chance to be a top 5 goalie in the league. And I could see him right up there with the Jake Ottingers and the Igor Shesterkins and guys like that. Yeah. See, Alexander Georgiev in Colorado is exactly the kind of guy I don't want as my starting goaltender. Like, wildly inconsistent. You never know if he's going to show up. You never know, you never know what you're going to get. He goes through really bad rough patches. And sure, there are stretches where he plays well, but that's not a guy that I feel like I can rely on come playoff time to be like, okay, we've got a long, hard road through 4 rounds of Stanley Cup playoff hockey. Alexander Georgiev is the backbone in my crease that I want to rely on. Like, I don't trust a guy like that at all. He's one of those mid-tier guys that I just wouldn't want as my starter. Tristan Jarry is another one. I have never been a Tristan Jarry fan in Pittsburgh, but he's another guy that I have absolutely zero trust in come playoff time. Like zero trust in a guy like Tristan Jarry come playoff time. Like there at some point he's going to stink and blow a series for you. And I mean, look at Jarry's playoff record and the what he's done. I mean, obviously Pittsburgh hasn't made the playoffs in a couple years now, but even the last couple times they did, like they had that horrible loss in the first round to the Islanders a few years back when no one expected them to lose that series. And Jarry was brutal with his glove hand. They lost to Montreal in the bubble year, and everyone, or no, it wasn't. Was that that wasn't the bubble year? That was the year before, wasn't it? What year? I'm getting mixed up now. 2019. They lost in 2019. 2020. Was it 2021? What am I thinking of? All these years start to melt together into my head. I just want to see the brackets. First round. Oh, it was when they did it was the qualifying round. It was 2020. It was the bubble year. It was when they did that extra qualifying round, and Pittsburgh lost to Montreal in that, and like everyone was like, "Are you kidding me? How did you lose to the Canadiens?" It was 2020. It wasn't the first round. It was the qualifying round that year. So Tristan Jarry has never been a guy that I've trusted come playoff time. They lost, what was it, 2021 when they lost to the Rangers as well, and the Rangers weren't that good yet. And now I'm looking up playoff brackets here. I'm trying to remember what year was what with all of these. Or was that 2022? What'd they do in 2021? Oh, 2021 was when they lost to the Islanders after winning the division. That's right. That was 2021. And then 2022 is when they lost in the first round to the Rangers. And then last year they didn't make it. Okay. I'm starting to get my years straight here. So 2020 was the brutal qualifying round loss. 2021 was arguably even worse when they won the division and then lost to the Islanders. Tristan Jarry was horrible in that series. And then 2022 was when they lost to the Rangers. That's right. So yeah, those are the mid-tier goaltenders that I do not want. I would much rather have Jeremy Swayman inked to a long-term contract than have to deal with that kind of goaltending in Boston, personally. Also, Alexander Georgiev is very lucky he plays on such a good team because he has a 2.91 goals against average this year. Like his goals against is nothing special. He just happens to have 31 wins because he plays on one of the best teams in the league. Only a 900 save percentage. Like Georgiev last year had a 919 save percentage. This year it's 900 flat. I mean, that's a pretty big drop off there in save percentage. Georgiev has not been as good this year as he was last year for Colorado. But the Avalanche are still very good, and he's got 31 wins on the season. Yeah, that's another issue, Jeremiah, is they do not have a real backup in Colorado. So they're putting way too much pressure on Georgiev to play like 60 out of the 82 games, and they don't have a real backup. Hey, what's going on, Duke? Welcome in. Yeah, Ryan, thank you for giving me something to talk about for the intermission instead of just staring blankly at the screen for 15 minutes. I appreciate it. I really enjoy when I have something to do during the intermissions like that. It makes the intermission go by a lot faster. And boy, did it go by a lot faster, because we're already back to start the second period here. Again, Toronto does have power play time. Carrying over here. The goals were scored by Morgan Geekie and Pavel Zacha, Duke. Geekie and Zacha scored the goals for the Bruins. Toronto is on the power play here. We are about to start the second period. If I missed you guys in the chat during the intermission, sorry, I was ranting about goaltending because I love getting getting to really talk into something, in depth like that. So I was ranting about goaltending for most of the intermission, but we're back now. Second period has started. Minute now to go on the power play for the Leafs, and they're into the offensive zone. Nice diving poke check there by Charlie Coyle to get it out. Toronto trying to carry back in now, looking for their first goal of the game. Boston with a strong first, but obviously this game is far from over. There's certainly going to be pushback from the Leafs, and we've really already seen it with that last 5 minutes of the first period. Around now, backhanded up. Zacha is not able to get it out. Out high, Tavares with a shot through traffic. Swayman with a big save, trying to find the loose puck, and it's finally covered. And we get a whistle. 20 seconds of power play time left. Just over a minute into this second. And that was a good shot with traffic in front, but Swayman's able to find it. Boy. Jeremy Swayman is a big reason why this game is still 2-0. He has been very sharp for Boston. Leafs could easily have 2 or 3 goals themselves right now if it wasn't for Swayman. Around now, Domi plays it back to Liljegren. Toronto setting back up in the attacking zone with this power play unit on the ice. Here's Tavares, high slot shot. Swayman again, puck is loose, somehow kept out. Here's Domi with a shot. That one wired high off glass, and it rims around the wall all the way back down to the Leaf zone. Power play is over. And Boston has killed off their second penalty of the game. Back to 5-on-5, neutral zone. Couple of players tied up. Bruins eventually come away with possession. Then Shattenkirk almost turns it over, but he's able to get it back. Frederick gets hit there by McCabe. Leafs up into the offensive zone. Here's Marner. Marner ducks a check, gets it over to Nyes. Nyes turns it over to Frederick. Frederick sends it up the wall. Pasternak's not there. Leafs take it away. Toronto setting up shop. Here's Marner. Marner's shot gets blocked, but it's loose in front. Bruins get to it first and clear out of the slot. Just over 2 minutes into the second period. Bruins still up by a couple, but Toronto has certainly been the team putting on the pressure here the last number, really 7-8 minutes of game time in this one. As Lauko's offsides entering the zone, shots are now tied up. Remember, at one point, shots were 12-2 in favor of Boston. They're now 13-13. So that kind of shows you how much better the Leafs have been here recently. Neutral zone face-off outside Toronto's end coming up here with 17:31 to go in the second. Appreciate everybody watching again. As always, thank you guys for coming by. Hope you're enjoying this one. It's been a good game so far, and we still got a long way to go as Lauko gets absolutely hammered there by Kampf. And Toronto dumps it in. I think Toronto's been the more physical team in this game. And that's something that four or 5 years ago you never would have said in a Bruins-Leafs game. But tonight, Toronto's been the more physical team. Around it goes. Toronto regrouping back in their own zone. Lyubushkin goes D-to-D with it. Played up, off of Camp's stick. Skates back into it, dumps it in. Swayman comes out to play it. He sends it up the boards himself. Chips to the middle, but not out of the zone. Kept in by Domi. Domi to Nylander. Nylander with a sharp angle shot. Swayman holds the post. Taken now by Zacha. Passes to the middle, across for Pasta. Pastrnak dumps it in. Heinen's not able to get to it, and the Leafs take possession back. Domi's got to pick up his stick out in the neutral zone. Bruins can't control over the blue line, though. They have to try again. Here's Van Riemsdyk. Pastrnak, Van Riemsdyk, off of a skate, trying to get it to Geekie. That's Bertuzzi breaking up the play. He was a Bruin for half a season, or a little less, at the end of last year as a trade deadline acquisition. McAvoy with it now below the goal line. Pass out high. Geekie over there. Blast from Grzelcyk. Shot in. That goes wide. Rebound attempt for Frederick is swallowed up by Wall. And Joseph Wall makes the save. 15:46 now to go in the period 2. Bruins not able to extend the lead. But that was the best shift the Bruins have had in the offensive zone in quite some time. Hey, what's going on, Steven? Welcome in. Great to see you in the chat. Thank you for coming by. Really appreciate it. Bruins win the faceoff. Offensive zone. Shot purposely wide, trying to just get it below the goal line, but Tavares steals. And Bruins have to try to get it back in as Frederick chases on the forecheck. Good stop move there from Riley, and the Leafs come the other way. Around it goes. Wotherspoon hammered by Jarnkrok. McMahon comes in and throws a shoulder. Tavares with the puck almost gives it away, and it's poked out of the zone by Van Riemsdyk. Bruins can get a line change now as Toronto regroups. 15:05 to go in the second. Moved across. Played here. Bobby McMahon with a shot and a good save with the glove there by Swayman. Bruins come back the other way now as Coyle gets it to DeBrusk. DeBrusk with a shot. And finally he scores! Oh, Jake. Boy, did Jake DeBrusk need that. He has been super, super cold since the All-Star break. And a big goal there to make this a 3-0 game. Swayman makes the glove save at one end. The Bruins get it up ice. Come the other way. Coyle with a beautiful saucer pass. And then what a shot from Jake DeBrusk. And boy, you could tell from his celebration, it wasn't even really a celebration. It was more of a sigh of relief from Jake DeBrusk as he finally gets on the board. Scores a big goal, and it's 3-0 Boston. Nobody on the Boston Bruins needed a goal more than DeBrusk, and he finally gets one. That is huge. Hopefully that can break him out of this slump, but we'll have to see how it goes. So it's now 3-0 Bruins as they've extended the lead here in the second. And again, Jeremy Swayman, phenomenal in goal, keeping Toronto off the board, and the Bruins come back the other way and are able to capitalize on a chance. Excalibur, what is going on? Welcome. Thank you for being here. Great to have you in the chat. Bruins ice the puck, so it will come back down to their zone, and Toronto will get an offensive zone chance. Around it goes now. Here's Coyle. 14 minutes to go in the second. All right, have a good night, Duke. Thanks for stopping in. It's always great to see you. And really appreciate you coming by. And hopefully we see you again soon in the chat. Have a great night. Bruins try and work it out of their zone. They do. Leafs take it back. Played there by Bertuzzi. Nylander, nice pass there. Looking for Bertuzzi on the near side post, but it didn't connect. Kept in now. Labushkin down the wall to Nylander. Top of the circles. Brody with a shot. Blockered away by Sway. And Lowry will skate up now for the Bruins. Passes to Lauko, who gains the red line and dumps it in. Would have been nice to see Lowry kind of use his speed there and skate it, but I think he was going off for a line. Yeah, he was going off for a line change. That's why he didn't. So 13 minutes now to go here in the second. I am still not comfortable. As a Bruins fan, I'm happy. I'm glad that they've played well. I'm glad that they're up by 3, but I am certainly not comfortable or feeling like this game is over yet just because of how this team has been the last month or so. I don't, until that clock says 0-0-0, I'm not going to get any sort of feeling like this game is over. Dan, what is going on? Welcome. Thanks for dropping by. Good to see you. Reeves takes the hit there from Shattenkirk. It's played back now. Wotherspoon with it. Bruins go D to D. Played up now, dumped in, and that one rolls to Wall. Walls plays it over to Benoit. Leafs will try and break out the other way. Here's McCabe. No, not like they used to, Jamie, no. They do have like a very small thing at Redway Plain called the Fall Festival, but they don't have like a true fair anymore, no. Brought up now into the offensive zone. Leafs go offsides. So we'll get a stoppage here. We'll head off for a commercial break. First break of the second. Jake DeBrusk with a much-needed goal has made it a 3-0 lead for Boston. And we're down to 11:45 remaining in period 2. We're just about a little under halfway through this game. Thank you guys all so much for being here. Great to see you in the chat. Please don't forget, it does help out a lot and mean a lot if you can hit that thumbs up button on the video. It does help the channel a lot, and appreciate all of your support. And if you're not subscribed, we'd love to have you become part of the community here. I cover NHL hockey all season long, different teams, different matchups. Fans of all teams are welcome and wanted, and we just come together, enjoy hockey, talk about it, have some fun in the chat, and just have a good time. All right, here we go. We're coming back from the break. Yeah, Jamie, they're all closed now. That is correct. So 1998. I was 2 years old in 1998. Neutral zone face-off. Domi's going to take it against Frederick. And Domi wins it back. Dumped in by Toronto. Around it goes. Heavy in on the forecheck. Lowry, though, able to keep Nylander off of him with the shoulder, and now it's back the other way. No icing on the play as Wall plays it, and the Leafs will try and clear. No, Leonardo. I don't have a nickname for a fan base, no. And honestly, I haven't really been trying to come up with one. If you guys come up with something that everyone likes, then great, but that's not anything I'm probably ever going to come up with myself. As it's played around now, taken by Bertuzzi, off of a stick. And the Bruins clear it out to the neutral zone. Leafs will have to regroup and try again. Here's Van Riemsdyk now. Trying to force a turnover. Bruins keep it in the offensive zone. Grzelcyk out high. Back to Van Riemsdyk now with a shot. That gets blocked. DeBrusk dumps it back in. Around it goes. 10.5 minutes to go in the second. Closing in on the halfway point of this game. Bruins trying to keep themselves in front. Toronto obviously looking for some offense. Leafs dump it deep. Ends up in the corner. Nylander not able to control. The Bruins clear it out. Up to Matthews. They'll try again. Matthews gets knocked off the puck. Bruins clear again. Around it goes now. There's McCabe. Blair, it would be a lot of fun, dude. It would be a lot of fun. I mean, Leafs-Bruins playoff series are always great, and I think it would be a very exciting matchup if they play each other in the postseason. I'm all for it. It would make for a great, great round, no doubt. Played now, Zacha. Off of a skate, doesn't come out of the zone. Leafs keep it in again. Boston here having some issues. Leafs dump it back down low, ends up in the corner. Zacha again. Leafs are going to get back into a more defensive stature as the Bruins pass it up. Past everybody to Riley, who's pressured by Heinen on the forecheck, but gets it to McMahon. Up now, here's Yarncrook. Calle Yarncrook with it. Top of the circle. Shot there. Blocker saves Swayman. Here comes Grzelcyk. Bruins back the other way with some speed in transition. But Grzelcyk just spins it back and then dumps it down low. Around it goes now. Played by McAvoy as the Bruins regroup. Toronto starts to get a line change. Brazeau heavy in on the forecheck. McMahon passes to Kampf into the offensive zone. Kampf on the rush, poked away from him. Holmberg gets knocked down, and Lowry plays the puck D to D. Reeves with a hit, but the Bruins are able to clear it. 8:10 now to go here in the second. Well, I think Swayman here trying to hold the post as the Leafs dig away at it. And finally, the whistle blows as Sway has it covered. We're going to go to another commercial with under 8 minutes now to go here in period number 2, and the score's still 3-0. Blair, I was going to answer this, but now I have a commercial break, so I have more time to. Blair just mentioned how many Canadian teams that there will be in the playoffs. Well, we know that Winnipeg is pretty much a lock. We know that Toronto is a lock at this point. We know that Vancouver is absolutely making the playoffs. So the Jets are absolutely making the playoffs. So there's 4 right there. The Oilers are absolutely making the playoffs. Hang on. Who did I... So we got Toronto is absolutely in. Like, they're making the playoffs. Winnipeg is absolutely in. They're making the playoffs. Vancouver is absolutely in. Edmonton is absolutely in. Those are the 4 teams, 4 out of the 7 Canadian teams right there that are definitely making the playoffs. Calgary is kind of the one on the edge. You know, Calgary's in a part of that wild card battle. They've won 5 games in a row. They're getting hot here at the right time late in the season. They are currently 7 points back with 2 games in hand on Nashville and LA for the last wild card spots. Nashville has also won 8 games in a row, so they're very hot right now as well. But Calgary's still in the mix. They're kind of the question mark. Edmonton and Vancouver are absolutely making the playoffs. Winnipeg is absolutely making the playoffs, and Toronto's absolutely making the playoffs. Montreal is definitely not. Ottawa is definitely not. Those are the Canadian teams that are out of it completely. So we're definitely going to see at least 4 Canadian teams in the postseason, maybe 5, depending on what Calgary ends up doing. The Sens are very bad. Montreal's like a 500 team this year. They're definitely not making the playoffs. Honestly, Montreal's been a little bit better than I expected, but they're not an easy team to beat, but they're definitely not making the playoffs. As we're back underway, Swayman just made a good save. And 7.5 minutes now to go in period 2. Swayman still coming up here, big here for Boston. Leafs looking to get on the board. And focus got a little off on the camera here, so trying to fix that. There we go. Yeah, in all likelihood, Canada's going to have four Canadian teams make it. The Flames are kind of a long shot, being 7 points out right now, but they're not completely out of it yet. Around now. Taken by Van Riemsdyk. Drops it back for Frederick. Frederick to Geekie. Shot there. That one gets blocked. Jake McCabe with a big defensive play. Benoit now knocks down Van Riemsdyk. Frederick comes in, but it's poked away from him. Bertuzzi sends it back. Down it goes in the corner. Marner gets to it, digs it out. Played below the goal line for Matthews. Out in front. Doesn't connect with Bertuzzi on the pass. 6 minutes to go here in the second. He's good, Jamie. He's good. I actually saw Brody on both Saturday and Sunday this past weekend. So Brody's doing pretty well. Taking now Brazeau with Boquist in on the forecheck. Eating some clock along the wall and getting in a good board battle there. Trying to keep it in the attacking zone. Leafs finally come back the other way. Here's Matthews chased by Shattenkirk. Matthews spins away. Chance in front there. Nye's on the doorstep, and Swayman makes a great stop to keep it out. Wow, Matthew Knies was there right in the top of the crease, but Swayman gets to it, covers it up, and we now go to our final commercial break of period number 2. 5:08 remaining, and Boston still leads 3-0. Oh, yeah, Jamie. I'll definitely have to have him on at some point before the end of the season. He's very funny for sure. Ooh. Excuse me, guys. Big sneeze there. Yeah, I'll try and have Brody on before the end of the season. or certainly for a playoff game at some point. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Jeremiah, Dan. Appreciate it. Hey, appreciate it, Caroline. It's great to have you here. Glad that you enjoy the streams. Peter, what is going on? Thank you for watching. Awesome to have you here. Thanks for coming by. We are in period number 2. I just realized I've not talked about scores from any other games at all tonight. They all happen to be tied, the games that are going on right now. St. Louis and Philadelphia is 1-1. Florida and the Rangers are 1-1. And Vegas-Columbus is 2-2. So all the other games that have started are tied right now, except for this one. Coming up later tonight, Chicago is in Colorado, probably to get blown out by the Avalanche, and a massive Pacific Division game between Seattle and Calgary. Huge playoff implications there in the wild card race. Seattle in Calgary to take on the Flames. That's a massive matchup out west at 9:30 Eastern time, so about an hour from now. Here we go, off the draw. Good shot from the Leafs, but it goes just wide, and then the Bruins are going to take another penalty, as it's going to be Brandon Carlo back to the penalty box for the second time tonight. And oh no, excuse me, it's going to be Lowry. So sorry, Brandon. I didn't mean to shit on Carlo there. I was wrong. It's Lowry going to the penalty box for hooking right off the face-off here. And Toronto's going to their third power play chance of the game. Man, this Toronto team is too talented with guys like Nylander, Matthews, Marner, Tavares, Riley. Like, you can't be giving this team a bunch of power plays. We'll see if this is finally the time that the Leafs are able to get on the board. As that one's worked through to Matthews, trying to tuck it. And no goal! Matthews thought he tucked it home. The Leafs players raised their arms, but the ref says no goal. I'm not sure how without seeing the replay, but somehow that puck stayed out of the net. Leafs still have it now in the offensive zone. There's a shot right into the glove of Swayman from the point, and he covers it up. And Jeremy Swayman needs a new skate blade as well, as his left skate blade has popped out. So how did Matthews not score here? Matthews tucked it by the pad. It just never crossed the line. Brandon Carlo saved the goal. What a stick there from Brandon Carlo. Pulls the puck off the goal line and at the last possible inch saves the goal there and keeps it 3-0. Wow, what a defensive play from Brandon Carlo. Matthews was an inch away from scoring there, and Carlo pulls it off the red paint. Yeah, good thing he wasn't in the box. Put Lowry in the box. We don't need him. We don't need him to kill penalties. Put Lowry in the box. We need Brandon Carlo to kill penalties. And what a monstrous play there defensively from Carlo. So Swayman finally has his skate blade replaced. 4:33 to go in the second. Minute and a half to go on the Toronto power play. They'll take the offensive zone faceoff. Also, that little skate issue there for Swayman basically worked as a timeout. So Toronto's top power play unit here probably is going to be able to play the entire 2-minute power play because they just played 30 seconds and now just had like a minute to rest up. Now they can probably play the last minute and a half of the power play without changing. Brian, what is going on? Welcome in. Great to see you. Thanks for coming by. Around it goes. Here's Carlo. Trying to get it. McAvoy, not able to move it out. Zacha gets in the way. Shot there. Oh, what a save by Swayman with the glove on Matthews. Austin Matthews, another shot, and Swayman stops it. And another chance there that Swayman covers up as he's swarmed by Bertuzzi and another Leaf right in the crease area, but the ref blows the play dead. As I'm stumbling over words here, so much happening on this power play. The fluttering shot from Matthews, completely a knuckleball in on goal, and Swayman just bats it out of the air with the glove. Oh, man. Jeremy Swayman, what a night for him. Sign him to an 8-year extension now after the way he's played tonight. Holy cow. 55 seconds still to go on the power play. Tavares rips one high off glass. Marchand gets it out for the Bruins. And they clear it back to the Toronto zone. 40 seconds of power play time left. Samantha, what is going on? Welcome in. Thank you for coming by. Good to see you. Over the line, up into the offensive zone. Over to Nylander. Nylander passes down low. Now it's back out high. Down bottom of the circle. Nylander, top of the circle. Shot there. Rips it wide. Bruins get to the puck. Wotherspoon sends it up to Marchand, and he sends it all the way down. Whew. Frantic here as the final seconds tick off the power play. We're back to 5-on-5. I am from Massachusetts, Samantha. Final 3 minutes now of period number 2. And now Boston's going to go to the power play as McAvoy gets knocked down. I didn't see exactly what happened here. I was looking down at the chat, and then next thing I know, McAvoy's on his ass in the corner, and the referee's calling a penalty. I think it's going to be Nyes going to the box, and it looks like it's a hooking call. So a hooking call here to Matthew Nyes. Yeah, he dragged McAvoy down in the corner there. And that's going to give Boston a crack at a power play now. They do have a power play goal in this game. So we go from a Leafs power play to a few seconds later, now a Bruins power play. Yes, Jerry. They are on their game. This is definitely an improved performance. An improved performance for sure. Henry, what's going on? Welcome in. Petrie, welcome in. Thank you for being here. Chance out in front. Coyle, not able to get all of it, and it goes wide. Bruins in the attacking zone. Here's Marchand trying to get it back to the point. Played by Coyle. Gets it through to McAvoy. Over to Pastrnak. Pasta now to McAvoy. Long shot deflected. Wall makes the save. Petrie, Pastrnak hasn't scored yet, but he does have 2 assists. Over now, here's another shot. Marchand, nice save by Wall. Marshy gets the loose puck, though, keeps it in. Here's McAvoy, walking it out high, back down low. Looking for a play in front, through to Pastrnak, but the pass was too hot to handle. 1:10 to go on the power play. Bruins trying to carry back in from the neutral zone. Pastrnak has it. Down around, played. Back out high. Low rye over now. Top of the circle. Shot. Wall makes the stop. Geeky with it to Pasta. Pasta from the circle. Pass across. Zacha with the one-timer rips it wide. Got to get that on goal there. Pastrnak with a shot. Wall makes a save. Rebound chance. Geeky couldn't get to it. The Leafs clear it out. Yeah, I would certainly hope so, Jamie. I would certainly hope so. And Marner now able to get it past the Bruin at the point. Pastrnak and Geeky, the only 2 back. Marner pulls it back and kills some more time. Bruins regroup a little bit now as DeBrusk steals the puck. Final 10, 12 seconds of the power play. Maybe time for one more rush. Final minute of the second period as Lowry gets knocked down. Benoit clears, and that's going to do it for the power play. So just like the Leafs, Boston not able to score on their last power play chance. Back to 5-on-5, 42 seconds to go in the second, and we're going to get an icing call as the Bruins ice the puck. So faceoff will come back down to their zone. Still a 3-0 hockey game. Taken now, around it goes. Leafs keep it in. Here's Bertuzzi, gets the pass through Domi. Good chance there in the middle, but not able to score again. Toronto can't capitalize. Down low, here's Nylander, final 20 seconds. Nylander gets it in front. Bertuzzi now to Riley in the corner. Back out high. Liljegren D-to-D. Domi covering for Riley. Turns it over to Trent Frederick, and he clears the zone. Final seconds of period 2. And that is going to do it as Swayman makes one last save on a long shot from out at the blue line. That is going to end it. Second period over. Bruins add a goal. Toronto still not able to break through just yet. But we still have a full 20 minutes of hockey to go as we head to the second intermission. 40 minutes down, 20 on the way. Bruins, a strong performance on the road that they very much needed. Up 3-0 here through 2. However, third periods have been a problem for Boston, and holding leads have been a problem for Boston. So, this game is definitely not over, as we got 20 minutes of action still remaining. We'll have some time now to hang out and chill in the chat while we wait for this final third period to begin. Thank you guys so much all for watching. It's great to have you in the chat. Please don't forget, helps out the channel a ton if you can hit that thumbs up button. And if you're new and would like to subscribe and become part of the community here, we would love to have you. Cover the entire NHL, all different teams throughout the year, all different matchups I'll be streaming. So, fans of every team are welcome and wanted here. Appreciate you all watching tonight. Hope you're enjoying the stream. Hope you're enjoying the game. And we'll see what happens here in this final third coming up. But we got some time to hang out now in the chat before this third begins. Rangers have tied the game against Florida, now 2-2. Philly and St. Louis is still 1-1. And Columbus has taken a 3-2 lead over Vegas. Vegas has been slumping a little bit recently. They haven't been their usual selves. They're down to third place in the Pacific Division and are just 3-6-1 in their last 10 games. Golden Knights definitely dropping off a little bit here. And major injury problems there as well, certainly part of the reason why. Oh, wow. Yeah, Jeremiah, I'm looking at it now. What a ridiculous play from Barkov there. Unbelievable to just literally juggle the puck in the air and then get a perfect pass across to Reinhart while falling down. Juggles the puck and then while falling down puts a tape-to-tape perfect pass across to Reinhart. I mean, that is absolutely sick from Zacha Barkov there. What a play. No, Brian. I don't think Hannafin is the type of defenseman the Bruins need. I would much rather go after a Jake Middleton or Nick Seeler type defenseman, somebody who's more of a hard-nosed, physical, defensive defenseman. Personally, I don't think Hanifin is... The Bruins already have a Noah Hanifin with Hampus Lindholm. Like, I think they're very comparable players. I don't want Hanifin. I also think Hanifin's going to be very, very expensive. I would rather get a more like hard-nosed defensive defenseman to play on the bottom pair, like a Nick Seeler or like a Jake Middleton. How's the hockey card collection going? I haven't really added to it at all recently, Jamie, so it's probably exactly the same as it was the last time I talked about it last year. Or even the year before, whenever I was getting into that. I think it was 2 years ago now, honestly. No Mander, Wool is not trash. I think normally Wool is Wall is normally, I think, Toronto's best option in goal, but he's just coming back from injury. It's going to take him a little bit to shake the rust off. He's got to get some games under his belt. He's just coming back from a long, long absence. Seats are up in the balcony, Austin, behind the net that the Bruins shoot at twice. So we'll be up behind the net, looking down on the ice at the net where the Bruins shoot twice. I have not been to any Boston games yet this year, no Mander, but I am going on Thursday. The Bruins and Leafs play again on Thursday in Boston, and I am going to that game. So very, very, very excited for that. My first time ever going to a Bruins-Leafs game in person, so very excited. I've seen the Bruins play the Flyers. I've seen the Bruins play Washington. I've seen the Bruins play Pittsburgh. I've seen the Bruins play Tampa Bay. This is my first time seeing the Bruins play against Toronto, and I'm very excited. Yeah, it does seem like Tampa Bay is the likely landing spot for Hanifin right now, based on just a little bit that I've heard. But again, I'm not really super keeping up with the rumors and the trade deadline stuff this year. I just, I'm so busy. I got a lot going on that I'm not, scrolling through Twitter like I was, 2 years ago anymore, keeping up with all of that stuff. But I have heard that Hanifin is most likely going to end up in Tampa, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, both teams are playing 3 games in 4 nights, Dan, because Bruins play tonight, obviously, in Toronto. They play Edmonton tomorrow. Or no, they play tonight against Toronto. They play tomorrow against Edmonton, and then they play the Leafs Thursday. And then the Leafs play tonight, then they play Buffalo Wednesday, and then play the Bruins Thursday. So both teams are probably going to be on the tired side for that Thursday game, because they'll be playing their 3rd game in 4 nights. But at least it will be even. It's not like one team will have 2 days of rest and the other one will be dog tired. It'll at least be pretty even where both teams have played 3 and 4. Depends on who you ask, no Mander, because fans of different teams will, have different answers for that, because they will all think that their team's rivals are the biggest ones. So it totally depends on who you're a fan of and who you ask. Yeah, I will definitely wear one of my Bruins jerseys to the game on Thursday, Austin. Yes, I think I'm going to wear my new Centennial jersey that I got for Christmas, the Hampus Lindholm one, because I haven't worn that one to the Garden yet, because I haven't been to a game yet this season. So I'm gonna wear that one for the first time to the Garden on Thursday. My other 2 jerseys I have worn to games before. Yeah, no, I agree, Brian. Like everyone's talking about Tampa being the landing point. I'm not really sure what that trade is going to look like or how that's going to work out salary cap wise, but everyone is just put everything is, Tampa Hannafin to Tampa is what everything's saying, but I really don't know what that is going to look like to make that happen. Yeah, Battle of Alberta is top tier. Absolutely, Jeremiah. Nick Hill, what's going on? Good to see you. Thanks so much for being here. Really appreciate it. If you guys want to know when my next live stream is going to be, it's going to be a week from tomorrow, Tuesday night, March 12th. New York Rangers versus the Carolina Hurricanes at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Battle of the top two teams in the Metropolitan Division and could potentially face each other in the second round of the playoffs if they both win round one. Very, very possible playoff matchup there. So that should be a really good one. I don't think I'm going to be able to stream this weekend. That's why I posted that Tuesday stream as my next one. However, if something does change with my weekend schedule, I could maybe get one done this weekend. But as of right now, I think I'm going to be pretty busy this weekend. So unless I post on the community tab something different, plan on Tuesday being my next stream with the Rangers Hurricanes. Hey, there you go, Nick Hill. Going to the Panthers Devils tomorrow. Hopefully that's a fun game for you. Hey, Paolo, what is going on? It is great to see you in the chat. Thank you so much for coming by. I hope you are doing well, and it's just awesome to see you. Thanks for being here. Opinion on Caulfield. I think he's going to be a good second liner, Canada. I don't think, unless he really explodes, as he gets older and becomes like a 40 goal guy, then maybe, maybe he still has that jump as, he develops and the Canadians get better as a team. Maybe he does kind of become that 40 goal guy and a true elite winger, but I think at the very least, Caulfield's going to be a very, very solid, second line scoring winger that's going to give you around 30 goals and 60 points. And I honestly, I haven't watched a lot of the Canadians this year, so they haven't really been in the playoff picture at all, so I'm not sure. Yeah, he's got 48 points and 19 goals on the season. It's very solid. Yeah, he's a very solid player. I think right now he looks like a second liner. I think he still may be able to make that jump to being like a really talented first liner maybe. But as of right now, I'd be very comfortable with him being a second line winger, scoring around 30 goals and, 60 to 70 points a year. And he's a good, solid young guy that I definitely would keep if I was, Montreal. I certainly don't think Montreal should be going out of their way to try and trade him or anything. But he's got 19 goals. That's solid. That's a good year. It's nothing that is going to be winning him any awards or anything, but it's a good solid year. Figure if he has 19 now, he may get to high 20s by the end of the season, mid to high 20s by the end of the season. Yes, Lindy Ruff was fired this afternoon. Lindy Ruff was fired by the Devils, and Travis Green taking over as their interim coach. Travis Green taking over as their interim coach for the rest of the season. Devils are not making the playoffs. I mean, they're pretty much, I don't want to say they're completely out of it at this point, but they're not making the playoffs. It's been a very, very disappointing year for New Jersey. And I'm not surprised. The only thing that really surprised me is that it took New Jersey this long to fire Ruff, because, you know, it's really been a bad year all year for the Devils, and they're, at this point, does not look like they have much of a chance to make the postseason. Hey, I appreciate it, Jamie. Thank you for being here and watching. Hey, the legend is here. What is up, HTH? John from Hot Take Hockey here in the chat. Thank you so much for dropping by, my friend. Great to see you, as always. Says DeBrusk is showcasing for the Flames. Yeah. First, well, he did score against Edmonton when they were out on the Western Canadian trip, but first goal or I guess second goal in quite some time for Jake DeBrusk. He needed that one badly. And yeah, I still, there's obviously the chance that he does get traded this week, because, you know, he has had a very rough go here the last few weeks for Boston, and but it is nice to see him get on the scoreboard tonight. Pettersson just signed a long-term extension with Vancouver, Nikhil. He signed an 8-year deal at $11.6 million per year. So he is obviously the superstar center for Toronto, or excuse me, for Vancouver, and has signed long-term there. I did not mean to say Toronto. I literally only said that because I looked at the scoreboard and it said TOR, and I was immediately thinking Toronto. But he is staying in Vancouver, and he's now their franchise #1 center. Neither, Bubsy. Again, I'm only streaming once a week now. I have no plans on streaming more than that, because that's why I ended up barely streaming in the end of last year's, because I wasn't enjoying it anymore, and the last thing I want to do is burn myself out again. So I'm streaming this game. I'll be streaming again next week on March 12th, and that's it for streams. Bedard is a star, Nomander. Bedard is already the best player on the Chicago Blackhawks, so he is an absolute superstar in the making. Shan, what's going on? Welcome in. Vegas. I mean, yeah, Vegas could still win the game. It's only a 1-goal game with still a whole period to go. They definitely could come back, but Vegas has not been themselves recently. They're dealing with some major injuries. Eichel's been out of the lineup. Mark Stone's done. He's out long term. So Vegas is missing some key guys, and they're not playing great here recently. It's good to see you as well, Bubsy. Thank you for being here. And we're getting ready for a big third period. We'll see if Boston can hold the lead or if Toronto's got to come back in them. Holding leads has been a major problem for the Bruins, especially the last 3-4 weeks. So this game definitely not over yet, but we'll see what the final 20 minutes look like. Yes, Eichel is back in the lineup tonight, Raymond. I did know that, and you are correct in that. Eichel did return, but he's missed a lot of games before tonight, and during this stretch where Vegas has not been very good. All right, here we go. My iced tea is gone. Third period is about to begin. The Bruins have a 3-0 lead. We'll see if they can hold it. Toronto's going to be really pushing hard for the offense. And we're getting ready for puck drop here for the final 20 minutes. The Jets won, Nikhil. The Jets won. Winnipeg is now first place in the Central Division. Winnipeg has caught Dallas, although, you know, they're tied in points, so it's going to leap back and forth between who's in front. But that Winnipeg is now officially in first place until, obviously, you know, when the Stars play again, which Dallas doesn't play tonight. I'm sure they probably play tomorrow. They'll have a chance to take that spot back. But we drop the puck in the third. The Bruins take it off the draw. Pastrnak dumps it in. We are underway. Nobody has officially clinched a playoff spot yet, no Mander, but there are quite a few teams that we know are going to be in the playoffs. But no, we're not late enough in the season for anybody to have mathematically clinched yet. Zacha goes down. McMahon takes the puck and gets it out of the zone for Toronto, bounces it off the boards, rolls in on Swayman, and he's got to cover it as Jarnkrok was speeding in onto Swayman there. He just grabs it and covers as Jarnkrok avoids a collision. Yes, I did, Jeremiah. Yes, I did. Very good stuff there. All right, Nikhil, have a great night. Thank you for stopping by. It was good to see you in the chat. Hopefully we talk again soon. Taken now. Carlo up the wall. Blue line. Lowry with the pass over to Pastrnak. Red line. Dumped not very hard in as it hit off of a Leafs player, and Nyes comes the other way. Bruins will try and break out again. Pastrnak to the middle, too far in front of Coyle. Coyle skates into it, gains the red, and dumps it deep. Around it goes. Marchand with a good hit. Coyle, doorstep chance, and Wall makes a good stop. Wall there up to the task as Marchand gets a great pass to Coyle, who is right at the top of the crease, but the goalie makes a big save. Leafs down at the other end now, trying to do the same thing, throwing it in front. But before it could ever get through to Bertuzzi in the slot area, it was grabbed by Swayman and covered up. Leafs will have an offensive zone draw now. Just about a minute and a half into this third period. Leafs win the draw. Looking to get themselves on the scoreboard and start the comeback. Frederick steals, though, for Boston. Can't get the pass through to Geekie. Van Riemsdyk pokes it in, but it's played by Benoit to McCabe. Back to Benoit. Leafs dump it back the other way. Wotherspoon with a bad pass. Almost turns it over. Frederick saves him, though. And the Leafs dump it back. It's Bertuzzi as we just get dump the puck one way, dump the puck the other, dump the puck back, dump it the other. No real sustained anything for either of these teams. Around now. Brody passes up. Reeves chasing into the offensive zone. Goes in on the forecheck. Lays a good hit on Lowry. And doesn't exit the zone in time for that to not be offsides as he touches the puck. So offsides here. Toronto, neutral zone faceoff with 17:40 to go in the third on the way. Around it goes now. Bruins out of their end. Dumped. Brazeau. Poked away by Boquist. Boquist through the middle. Nobody home for Boston. Glove down. Boquist gets possession back. Plays it deep past Lauko. Liljegren lets it go. Reeves and Brazeau go shoulder to shoulder. Bruins keep it in the offensive zone. Good shift here for the fourth line. Toronto finally digs it out from the board battle, and TJ Brodie holds behind his own net, waiting for line changes and a regroup from both sides. Brodie trying to break it up ice. Played now, deflected in. Shattenkirk and McMahon tangle up along the end boards. Now it's Tavares with it. His shot gets blocked by Heinen. McMahon gets it in the corner. Drives looking for a wraparound. Poked away by Shattenkirk. Back out to the point. Here's D to D. Riley. Back down. Riley in the corner with it. Looking for a play in front. Takes it behind the net. Waiting for something to open up. Kept to the outside by the Bruins D. Heinen plays it up the wall. Zacha chips it out. Ikeka, what is going on? Welcome in. Thank you for being here. Here's Tavares with a shot, and he scores! John Tavares finally breaks through for Toronto as they get themselves on the board. It's a 3-1 game, 16:08 to go, and this one just got that much closer as JT fires one top shelf on Swayman. Hey, I'm doing pretty well, Ikeka. How are you? Thank you for being here. Toronto gets themselves on the board here in the third, and all of a sudden, they're back within 2. 16 minutes to go is still a lot of time. This is still a close game. Joey, what is going on? Welcome in, my man. Thank you for watching. Great to have you here. Holy cow, boy, for all the for as well as the Bruins played in the first 2 periods of this game, boy, their problems with blowing leads really makes me nervous about this third period. And here we are already with Toronto scoring an early goal. Still a ton of time left in this one. And it's back to a 2-goal game. God, if Boston blows this, man, it's gonna be time for a major move. Yoshi Bros, what is going on? Welcome in. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you dropping by. Ozone draw again here for Toronto. Bruins win it defensively, but McAvoy can't get it out of the zone. Here's Marner back to the point. Shot there. Deflecting around. Bounces in on Swayman. Puck's in the crease. And the puck was played with a high stick. Both the referee and the linesman blow it dead. Puck was played with a high stick. And that's going to be the end of that play. Face-off coming up with 15:23 remaining. Yeah, Matthews knocked that down with a stick above his shoulder. Around it goes. Taken now over the red line. Dumped into the offensive end. $15:10 to go here in the third. Around. Cleared there by Boston. Geeky. Here's a chance. Frederick breaking in. Or excuse me, Van Riemsdyk breaking in there. But Wall makes another good save. Best Boston chance here in a while. But Joseph Wall gets the job done in goal. Still 3-1. 14:40 now to go here in the third. Yeah, nothing Swayman could do about that one, Avi. Just a sick snipe from Tavares. Around now, Grizzlick. Up the wing. Lauko not able to get it out of the zone. Second opportunity. Finally muscles it to Brazeau. Back to Lauko with speed. Into the attacking end. Heavy hit on the forecheck against McCabe. Brazeau comes in to help. This fourth line loves to just hold the puck along the boards and battle. And keep the puck in the offensive end. Very good grind line here for the Bruins. Taken now finally by McCabe. Benoit sends it up. Benoit gets knocked down. Bruins come away with the puck. Pass up into the offensive zone. Here's Pastrnak. Not able to cut through Morgan Rielly, who steals it defensively. Bruins will try again. That one's missed by Wotherspoon, though. And luckily, Toronto was ahead of the play and went off sides. That is going to bring us to our first commercial break here of period 3. Boston up by a couple now as Toronto has gotten a goal back. But it's still a 3-1 lead for the Bruins now with about 13 and a half minutes to go. And I think it's going to be a frantic ending coming up. The last 10 minutes of this game will probably be pretty crazy as we're here in the third period. Absolutely, Jamie. Nothing is easy with this team, that is for sure. Toronto is still very much in this, especially with the strong offensive push that they've had here. This game is not over. 13 minutes is a lot of time. Especially when you have Austin Matthews, John Tavares, Willie Nylander. You know, there's a lot of time left here. Oh, geez. Blue Jackets now up 4-2 on Vegas. Boy, oh boy. What a rough one there for the Golden Knights. All right, we're back now from the commercial break. Going to get back into the action. 13 minutes to go. Here we go, Lowry. D to D, Carlo. I like this Lowry-Carlo pairing. I mean, obviously, I want Lindholm-Carlo when Lindholm comes back, but I like this Lowry-Carlo pairing and the way they've played tonight. Carlo, right as I say something good about him, turns the puck over there, and now here's Toronto still on the attack. Right as I say something good about Brandon Carlo, he does that, of course. Taken now. Bruins are able to clear. DeBrusk chasing on the forecheck allows the rest of the Bruins to get a line change. Now he'll change himself. Leafs hold behind their own net, waiting for the play to break out. Marner sends it through. Matthews can't cleanly field it. Nyes dumps it in. And McAvoy sends it back the other way. Here's Pastrnak. Not able to pull through the D as they steal it back. Toronto carries to the offensive zone. Over to Nyes. Good shot and a save there by Swayman. Around now, Pastrnak steals. Bruins 2-on-2 up ice. Now 3-on-3 into the offensive zone. Into the middle, shot there. Nice save by Wall. Rebound chance for Pastrnak. Save again by Wall. He doesn't want to be outdone by Swayman. Joseph Wall with a couple of good stops. Down now in the corner. Bruins get possession back. Zacha to Pastrnak. Pastrnak just sends it deep, and I think the Bruins are going to go for a line change now. We're down to 11:42 to go here in the third. Leafs break it up. They're to the neutral zone. Now they curl back. Around it goes. TJ Brody. Up the wall to Domi. Max Domi sends it in deep. Nylander will go in on a forecheck. Chipped by Domi. Out to the neutral zone. Bruins clear. Here's Geekie. Morgan Geekie now into the offensive end. Drop pass for Shattenkirk. Back for Geekie down low. Behind the net. Looking to get it out in front. Not able to as he's knocked off the puck by Benoit. Simone Benoit with a good defensive play there. And the Leafs are out of their zone. Ticking towards the halfway point of this third period. Bruins still up by a couple, but Toronto pushing hard. And the Bruins go off sides entering the zone, so we'll get another stoppage. Leafs dump it in. Holmberg trying to keep it. He does. Past cross corner. Here's Riley out at the point. Long shot through traffic. That must have hit a body in front. I don't think it ever got through to Swayman. If it did, that was a purely positional save because there's no way he saw anything. I'm pretty sure it hit the pile of bodies in front. Toronto rips that one wide. Ends up on Holmberg's stick in the corner. Boquist trying to get it out of the zone. He does. He'll go for the line change. Marchand leads the forecheck for the Bruins as they sit back in a defensive posture and Morgan Riley holds the puck. 10 minutes to go here in the third period. I said a few minutes ago, I think this final 10 minutes is going to get very frantic. It starts now. I'm very much expecting a frantic end to this game as Liljegren plays it. He sends it over, dumped in. Swayman leaves it for McAvoy. Up the wall it goes. Not able to get it out. Liljegren holds the blue line. Second chance for the Bruins. This time they will clear. Danton Heinen. Through. Here's Pastrnak. Pasta drives wide. Sharp angle shot save. Rebound chance for Zacha. Zacha scores! That is huge! His second goal of the game! On a great wraparound play from Pastrnak, who now has 3 assists on the night. And Pasta connects with Zacha for the second time this game, and the Bruins get a huge insurance marker as it is now 4-1. Pastrnak just wrapped the puck around in front. It goes off the Leafs defenseman's skate, and Pavel Zacha was right on the near side post to tap it home. Beats Wall, and it is a 4-1 game now here, under 10 minutes to go. That is a huge insurance goal for the Bruins. And Boston very, very much needed this. As that goes off glass, Benoit throws it back in. 9 minutes to go in the third period. We're down into crunch time now in a 3-goal game. Toronto's going to need a quick one here. McCabe, D to D. Simone Benoit. Back to McCabe. Pass up into the offensive zone. Spinning away from Brazeau there is Marner. Cuts to the middle. Top of the circle. Blast one. Huge save there by Swayman. Bruins get... Well, the Bruins got to the puck there, but they call it a hand pass against Toronto. So that must have been before it got to the Bruins stick. It was a hand pass against the Leafs. Faceoff will come out of the zone. We're going to head to a commercial break with under 9 minutes remaining in this one now. Third period action. Boston up 4-1. Florida has also taken a 3-2 lead over the Rangers. Big game there between the Eastern Conference top 2 teams, the division leaders. Rangers first place in the Metro, Florida first place in the Atlantic, And battle of top teams there. Florida with the lead right now. Hey, no problem, Chris. Thank you for watching. It's always awesome to have you. Glad you guys are enjoying it. And a much, much needed strong performance here from the Bruins. Let's just hope they don't let anything crazy happen in these final eight and a half minutes. Yo, Joey with the 2 right as we come back from the commercial break. Let's get that dono hype in the chat for Joey, everybody. Thank you so much. Dropping a 2 on the stream. Really, really appreciate that. All right, here we go. Neutral zone face-off. 4-1 game, 8:29 to go. Leafs know they need some offense, and they need it quickly. Coyle against Matthews. Matthews wins the draw. Dumps it in. McAvoy first on it. Not able to get it to Marchand up the wall. Kept in by Toronto. Worked around there. Long shot. Glove save by Swayman. Knocked down by Matthews, but his pass doesn't connect with Marner. And it's dumped back now by the Bruins. Lyubushkin goes to play. 8 minutes remaining here in the third. Sent down. Played by Swayman. McCabe keeps it in at the blue line. There's a shot from out by the half wall, gloved up there, snatched by Sway. And 7:46 to go in the third. Ozone draw for the Leafs coming up. Taken now out of the zone, cleared by Lowry, but it's going to be icing as it goes all the way down, obviously beyond the goal line, and icing call here. Face-off comes right back to the Bruins' end. Here you go. Bruins win the draw again. Lowry backhands it this time. It's chipped off glass by the winger up and out of the zone. And another icing. Wasn't Lowry this time, though. I think it was it Zacha who cleared the zone? Or Coyle? 13, 18. They look alike. If you don't get a good look at the full number, it's tough to tell. Believe it's Zacha. Yeah, it is. Pavel Zacha. So he'll take the face-off against Tavares. And Zacha wins it back. That's a big face-off win. But guess what? Carlo ices the puck. No, it bounces off the glass and on goal. So that saves him from another icing. It bounces off the glass and in on the goalie. So Wald's got to play it. Leafs have it now, breaking out. Trying to come up through neutral ice. Deflected into the offensive end. Turned over. Bruins get it back. Here's Boquist. Jesper Boquist spins away from the check. Cycles it down deep. Here's this fourth line again, looking for nothing but board battles. As Boquist and Brazeau get it to the middle. Back to Shattenkirk. His shot goes off of McMahon's skate. Long shot there. Blockered away by Wall. Lauko has it now. Back to the point. Wotherspoon down low for board battle Brazeau. Around to McMahon. Leafs get on it finally, and they're going to clear their zone after a 30-second shift for the Bruins in the attacking end. Both teams get line changes. Leafs dump it in as the Nylander lines on the ice. Boston's able to clear it again. We're down to 6:15 remaining in the third period. Still a 4-1 hockey game. Heavy in on the forecheck now. Van Riemsdyk and Frederick keeping the puck down below the Toronto goal line. Back the other way. Here's Domi to Nylander. Pass to the middle. Doesn't connect with anybody but a Bruin. And they chip it out of the zone. Boy, Bruins really playing tough defensively here. All over the Leafs players when they get the puck. And really giving the Leafs players fits. There's no real open space or, good flashy plays to be made with the puck. The Bruins are just playing very tight checking hockey right now and holding this lead. Here's DeBrusk cycling in the offensive zone. McCabe's after him. Gets it to the middle on the backhand, then rolls off his stick to McAvoy. McAvoy chipped in front. Back to DeBrusk with a shot that's blocked off glass. Cycled down low for Marchand. He's run into by a couple of Leafs. McCabe pins him, but Coyle comes in to help. DeBrusk comes away with the puck as he digs it out. Cycle game belongs to the Bruins right now. So they're killing more time. 5 minutes to go in the third. Spin around chance here from Marchand. Wall makes the save. Coyle gets to the loose puck first. We're in the Ford F-150 Final 5 here on Nesson. As Bruins have lost a lot of games in the Ford F-150 Final 5. Hopefully that doesn't happen again. They're playing very strong right now. Just killing this clock. And playing very hard to get keep away here against the Leafs. Zacha cycles that one around. Here past McAvoy out to the neutral zone. Toronto finally has it. Bertuzzi's pass for Reeves. And Reeves dumps it in. Whew! Great job there by the Bruins as they get possession back. Here's Zacha. He just dumps it in. We're down to 4:05 now to go in the third. Bruins killing more time. Leafs finally come the other way. It's Kampf into the middle. And they go off sides. Oh, Toronto. Just all out of sorts right now. Stuck in their own zone for minutes on end, and now they go off sides entering the Bruins' end. We'll go to our final commercial break. We're under 4 minutes remaining. Bruins up by 3, and they've just got to stay steady and finish this baby off. Yo, yes, Jerry, yes, Thursday's matchup should be a great one. No doubt about it. It should be a really fun game. Yeah, absolutely, Jamie. Absolutely. I wish the Bruins played like this every game, honestly. We have not seen a lot of good play like this from the Bruins recently. This has been a huge game for them, and hopefully they're able to do this, more consistently. Because it's been a struggle the last 3 or 4 weeks. We have not seen a lot of this from Boston. This has been a very strong performance. All right, we're back from the commercial break, and that's going to bring us through to the end of this game. That was the final commercial of this one. Under 4 minutes to go. Bruins clear the puck out to the neutral zone. Lyubushkin knocks it down. Played by Riley. At the line, dumped in. Off the end glass, Wotherspoon's on it. He sends it up the wall. Brazeau. Bruins with a lot of trust in this fourth line. They have him on the ice with under 4 minutes left. And Boquist clears to Lauko. Lauko into the attacking zone. Able to steal it away from Morgan Riley and kill some more clock as he's checked by Lyubushkin. Bruins get the line change. They'll now go to the Frederick Geeky Van Riemsdyk line. Carlo and Grzelcyk out defensively. And the Bruins get it out of the zone again as they kill more time. Geeky and Frederick will lead the forecheck with 3 minutes to go now in the third. Toronto very much running out of time here. Here's Matthews with it. Into the offensive zone. Austin Matthews, pass across. Played there. McCabe drops it off. Taken there by Marner. Marner's pass for Matthews. Turned over. Bruins clear again. Into the offensive zone. Here's Marner. To Matthews. Rolls off his stick. Bruins get to it. Up ice. Dumped by Marchand. Wall just sticks it below the goal line to the corner. Played here, DeBrusk. Chance in front, shot for Coyle. That's blocked by Lyubushkin. Good play defensively. Here's Benoit, kicked off his skate into the corner. Lyubushkin and Benoit both chase after it. And Benoit eventually outmuscles Marchand for the puck and gets it up to Marner. 2 minutes remaining here in the third period. Final couple minutes, Bruins steal the puck back. Pasternak's into the offensive zone. Ducks the Benoit hit. Fires a shot. Saved by Wall. Around it goes, and Toronto chips it out of their zone, but it is much too little, much too late now for the Leafs. Grzelcyk is all over Nylander, hauls him down. That's going to be a penalty. Yeah, that's a pretty obvious penalty call there. Grzelcyk got walked around there by William Nylander and ended up getting the stick into the midsection and hauling down Nylander. It's going to be 2 minutes for tripping. Toronto goes to a late power play here, but again, more than likely too little, too late. All right, have a good night, Yoshi Bros. Thanks for watching. Really appreciate you coming by, and hopefully we'll talk soon again in the chat. Good night, Caroline. Appreciate you being here. Really appreciate you and all your support. And have a great rest of your night, and hopefully we'll see you again soon. Timeout here for Toronto, so that's the delay why we haven't dropped the puck yet. Toronto's also pulling the goaltender, so Joseph Wall's gone to the bench, so it will be a 6-on-4 with the extra skater on the ice. And obviously desperation time for Toronto to try and get some sort of offense, but right off the draw, it's cleared all the way down by the Bruins. So a good start to the PK as there's now only 1:20 remaining in the game. Matthews, pass for Tavares, doesn't get through, poked out by the Bruins D. PK doing a very good job so far. Over to Tavares now. Toronto finally with it in the offensive zone. Cycled to the corner. Final minute of the third. Top long shot there. That one ripped wide. And it's out to the neutral zone as Boston clears. Taking around now. Leafs with it. Nylander back. Riley at the point. Marner. Nylander. Nylander fires a shot. Good save there by Swayman. 35 seconds left to go in the third. And a pass that splits the two guys out high for Toronto. Goes all the way down to their end. 25 seconds left and the Leafs are done. This game's over. It's just a matter of the time running off the clock. Marner into the offensive zone. 15 seconds. Taken by Frederick. Lowry helps him out in the corner. Leafs keep it in out the point. Here's Riley with a shot wide off the end boards. Back of the goal. Final seconds out in front. And just stifling defense from Boston as Tavares doesn't even get a shot off. The game is over. 4-1 on the road. A huge victory. A much-needed victory here for the Boston Bruins after the absolute debacle on Long Island Saturday. They come back with a great performance against the Leafs. And that is going to do it for this one. So the Bruins finally don't blow a lead. They hang on. They win it 4-1. A very, very much needed win for Boston. And these two teams will play again on Thursday night at TD Garden. I will be at the game. Should be a whole lot of fun. Thank you guys so much for watching. That is going to do it for me tonight. Really appreciate each and every one of you. Please have a great night. Have a great rest of your week. My next planned live stream is next week, March 12th, which is Tuesday. Rangers against Hurricanes in a battle of the top two teams in the Metro. That should be an awesome game. Again, if my schedule opens up this weekend, I may try and squeeze a game in this weekend. But as of right now, Tuesday will be my next stream. Trying to think. That pretty much does it for me, guys. Thank you. Please don't forget to drop a like and subscribe if you haven't. It really does help out the channel a lot and is greatly appreciated. And until then, guys, I will see you next time. Have a great night. Have a great rest of your week. Like I said, really appreciate each and every one of you. And that is going to do it for me. So good night, everybody. And hopefully we'll all be talking again very soon.